Well, welcome you with the latest on headlines. Today, I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Our top focus story. The Sydney police has released CCTV footage of 41-year-old Prabha Kumar minutes before she was stabbed. In the CCTV footage, Prabha can be seen talking on the phone. It is believed Prabha got off a train at Parramatta railway station at about 9 p.m. before turning left onto the walkway. The footage did not appear to show anyone following the victim as she made her way home. But the police believe she was attacked while on the walkway. The Indian IT consultant was brutally stabbed to death in Sydney, was on the phone talking to her husband in India when the incident occurred. She was found by a passerby shortly afterwards and rushed to the hospital, but the doctors were unable to save her. Meanwhile, Mindtree, where Prabha was working, has issued a statement. The statement says, and I quote, "We are deeply shocked by this tragic loss. Our prayers are with the family of the deceased. We are working with the officials of both the countries to help the family to bring her body back to Bengaluru. We are providing all the necessary support to authorities investigating the case." Also, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj tweeted saying that she was in constant touch with the consulate in Sydney. The consulate is providing all possible help.
Our Consulate General in Sydney was informed of it the next day, that is yesterday morning, by the employers, which is an Indian company, Mindtree. Since then, the Indian Consulate General has been proactively engaged with the Australian government. Our Consul General spoke to the New South Wales Premier, Mr. Mike Baird, and requested him to pursue this matter with the utmost importance. At this stage, I don't think we should impute any motives because the police are on their job, they're doing their job. Let us wait for their outcome. All we can say is that we take this matter seriously.
Well, the Australian government has assured assistance. They have also tried to tell the Indian community there that all is well. We are joined at this point of time from Skype from Sydney. Vish Vishwanathan, he's a representative of the Indian community in Sydney. He's joining us live. Which, you know, even though assurances have come from the Australian government to the Indian community in Australia, but how do you take these developments? All right, we're going to try and reconnect to Vish. Get that audio link established, but once again want to take our viewers through the very latest that we're getting in. Of course, the Australian government has assured the Indian community that is living in a sizable community at that is in Sydney, that this is just a one-off incident and they are probing it to the fullest. Meanwhile, the External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj just tweeted a short while back where she added that she was in constant touch with the consulate in Sydney. The consulate is providing all help. Now, this is the final moments of Prabha Kumar on the phone right before she was stabbed. The police does believe that she was in fact stabbed on this walkway right after she alighted from a train which left her. And she was on the phone with her husband, and that is when she was stabbed. She lay in a pool of blood till passers-by rushed her to the hospital, but till then it was too late. All right, joining me from Bangalore is Jay Chandra. He is Prabha Kumar's nephew. Jay, right in the beginning, we are sorry for the incident. Our condolences lie with you and your family. But what kind of help are you getting in where the Australian government is concerned as well as the Indian government? Jay, can you hear me?
Hello.
Jay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Jay, first of all, our deepest condolences with you and your family at this hour of grief. Are you getting all the assistance that you require from the Indian and the Australian government?
Yes, today in the morning my uncle had called us. He told that Madam Sushma Swaraj had spoken to him directly over the phone, and she Hello?
Yes, go ahead, Jay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, today in the morning, my uncle had called us, and he told us that Madam Sushma Swaraj had spoke to him over the phone, and she has promised him all the necessary support and help required for the situation there in Sydney.
Okay. Jay, are you happy with the kind of support you and your family are getting from the Indian government as well as the Australian counterpart?
Yes, as of now, we really appreciate for the support what we are getting from the Indian government. But what's our appeal is that, you know, whatever the support which has been promised from the government and from the Mindtree company, that what they told us that, you know, by Wednesday we would be able to receive the Prabha's mortal remains and my uncle here in Bangalore.
Jay, what have you been told by the Australian police exactly? What happened? Can you relate that incident to us, please?
Well, Australian police, as of now, they haven't revealed much of the situation. But what they have told us right now is that, you know, this did not happen for robbery.
So robbery was not the motive?
Because they have found, yeah, the robbery was not the motive.
All right. What are the leads that the Australian police is working on?
Oh, well, they haven't really relieved any of the situations as of now. They haven't revealed anything as of now. What they have told us that they have found all the Prabha's belongings with her except for her mobile phone.
All right. Once again, Jay, deepest condolences with you. We also have at this juncture our Deputy Editor, Smitha Sharma, who's been keeping track of all developments taking place where the Ministry of External Affairs is concerned. Just a short while back, Sushma Swaraj, the External Affairs Minister, had also tweeted saying that she is in constant touch as we speak with her Australian counterpart, and everything is being done by the consulate to, you know, to give help to especially Prabha's family and also where the investigations are concerned. Smitha, can you take us through on what is it that we know on what transpired with Prabha Kumar?
Well, you know, Preeti, really this was Saturday evening when Mrs. Prabha Kumar, in fact, who was on her way back home and just 300 meters really away from her home, when she dialed her husband's number and she was talking to him, Mr. Arun, in fact, who is now in Sydney, and suddenly she seemed to say that, listen, somebody is talking me, be on the phone with me, and after a point she said that I have been stabbed. And the story is just so tragic, considering the fact that there was this husband who was having this last conversation with his wife, even as she was getting stabbed, and he just could not, you know, obviously because he was all the way in Bangalore, the wife was in Sydney, it wasn't possible for him to be there for the wife's rescue. But as far as the Indian authorities are concerned, well, the Consul General of India, Mr. Sanjay Sudhir, in fact, he accompanied Mr. Arun this afternoon to the police station. Mrs. Prabha's brother, who is also based in Perth, in fact, had joined them along with Mindtree representatives because the police wanted to record all the details of this last conversation, which might help with the investigations. As of now, the Indian officials at least are saying that they do not have any evidence to point out that this was a hate crime or an act perpetrated because of certain streaks of racism. But having said that, all investigations are on, autopsy, the forensic procedures are all on, and therefore some time before the body will be handed back to the family. Preeti?
All right, you know, Smitha, stay with us. We're also joined by Raghu Singh. He's an Indian resident representative of the Indian community. Well, they have been assured by the Australian government that this is just a one-off incident. We're going to go across to Raghu in a short while. But I want to take our viewers through the quote put forth by Mindtree, the place where Prabha Kumar was working. And now the statement that they have issued says, and I quote, "We are deeply shocked by this tragic loss. Our prayers are with the family of the deceased. We are working with the officials of both the countries to help the family to bring back the body to Bangalore. We are providing all the necessary support to authorities investigating the case." Now, this is the comment, the statement put forth by Mindtree where Prabha Kumar was working. But to give our viewers perspective, Prabha Kumar was working a double shift that day. And it was after working a double shift that she took a train and was coming back alone, which raises questions of security, especially provided by Mindtree. And I want to go across to Jay. Jay, are there any apprehensions on the account of your family where they feel that not enough security was provided to Prabha, considering she was working a double shift? She could have ideally been provided a cab, a taxi home?
See, what we feel now is that, the Mindtree company could have taken enough precautions initially, because now they are coming up and they are trying to solve the problem of the family by trying to support us and trying to give the necessary help. But what we felt was, what we have heard is Australia is a country which works for 5 days in a week, that is from Monday to Friday. And what we expected was, at least on Saturday when she was on a double shift, as a woman, she could have been provided with a cab till her doorstep. Even in country like India, when a woman is working on a night shift or a double shift, a cab is being provided to her with a security guard till her doorstep, and till the girl gets inside the door, the car doesn't move. And Australia, I believe, it is much advanced country there, and they could have taken some precautionaries by giving her a cab till the way back home. Probably if they had taken this precaution, I think we wouldn't have been facing this day.
So you do believe, somewhere down the line, Jay, that the company Mindtree that Prabha was working for did let Prabha down in terms of security? They should have provided her a cab.
Yes,
all right.
They should have.
All right, just stay with me. Do stay with me. We are joined at this juncture by Professor Yadu Singh. He's an Indian resident from New South Wales. He's joining us. Constant assurances after this particular incident has been given by the Australian government to the sizable Indian community that resides in Sydney, that resides in Australia. Now, how is the Indian community taking it? That's why I want to go across to Professor Singh. Professor Singh, there have been a lot of assurances coming, the way of the Indian community that this is an alone incident. It doesn't really, give out a larger picture. But is the Indian community in Australia apprehensive after such an incident?
Absolutely. Indian community in Australia is very apprehensive because 9:30 is not too late. And a lady walking only about 250 meters from one end of the gully or the lane to other end from where she can see her house. She has been stabbed to death this viciously, this tragically. So of course we are apprehensive, we are concerned, and we really are very, very upset as well, because this has happened to one hardworking person who came from India to work here, earn money, go back. So we are apprehensive, we are upset, we are very, very sad as well.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Professor Singh. We'll keep coming back to you. Once again, Jay, our deepest condolences live with the family today. Appreciate you taking that time out and joining us in this hour of grief. Smitha, we'll keep coming back to you, especially if that is the External Affairs Ministry in India is going to take up the case of not enough security provided by the company to Prabha Kumar. We'll keep tracking details. They appreciate you all for joining us.